Eli, she said, my therapist says your silence is neglect. Her voice cut through the room slow and clean. The kitchen light flickered above the half-eaten meal. Steam curled from the pan then died. He kept wiping the counter one small circle at a time. Hands steady, eyes half shut from exhaustion. Outside, a siren rose then fell across the city. Sophie stood by the table like a statue, waiting for him to break first. He didn't. You never talked to me, she said. Not really. You listened to reply, not to understand. He dried his hands on the towel. I hear you, he said. No, you don't, she said. Her tone rehearsed. You absorb and control. The plates clinked softly. The fridge hummed. He looked at the clock, then at her. You're not even sorry, she said. You don't think you've done anything wrong. That's emotional violence. He nodded slowly. The word felt rehearsed. He stepped past her toward the hallway. His footsteps small and even. She turned, expecting him to argue. He didn't. That night he slept on the couch. He could hear her typing on her phone for hours. Little bursts of light reflected on the ceiling. Then finally silence. Every week new phrases arrived. Boundaries, gaslighting, toxic communication, emotional labor. She learned them like prayer. Each became an arrow she never missed. When he reminded her about rent, she said that's control. When he forgot to text, she said that's abandonment. When he asked to talk later, she said that's avoidance. Soon he stopped speaking altogether. He measured words like medicine. A spoonful each day. Just enough to survive. At work he was still precise. Good at his job. Polite in meetings. But his coworkers said he looked tired. As if someone had drained the light from his face. She meanwhile glowed online. Posting filtered smiles with captions about courage. People loved her. Healing Journey Episode 12. Finding peace after manipulation. At home her peace looked like chaos. Dishes unwashed. Bills unpaid. Arguments built from dust. Thursday evening rain tapping the window. She came in with wet hair and bright eyes. Dr. Kessler helped me realize something huge. She said it like revelation. You are the trigger of my anxiety. He closed the laptop and waited. All right, he said quietly. That's it, she snapped. You think silence is grace. It's cruelty, Eli. I need accountability. He stood still. Then I'm sorry you feel that way. She flinched like slapped. That's manipulation, she shouted. Do not twist my words. He nodded again. No fight, no noise. She stormed into the bedroom, slamming doors. He stood in the empty kitchen for a long time, then started packing. A backpack. 3 shirts, 1 jacket, a notebook. He placed the keys on the counter. Left a short note. Take care of yourself. When the door clicked shut, the sound was almost gentle. Morning. Phone lit like a small fire. 20 calls, 5 voicemails. Dozens of messages. You abandoned me. You're proving my trauma right. You'll regret this. Then. Please come back. I forgive you. He sat by the window. Listened to the rain. Deleted nothing. Ryan, his friend, opened the door wide. You finally escaped. Good for you. Eli smiled weakly. Feels strange, he said. Freedom always does, Ryan replied. Days passed quietly. He worked, read, cook simple meals. Sometimes he forgot to check the phone. Then came the online posts. Photos of her crying. Long paragraphs about survival. Her followers cheered. He read one, then closed the screen. 2 weeks later an email arrived. From Dr. Kessler. Sophie is struggling. She believes closure might help both of you. Please consider therapy together. He read twice, then saved it. Soon more messages came. Different tone. You seem defensive, Eli. It might help if you examine your control patterns. He took screenshots. Filed them in a folder. Then sent them to the ethics board. No anger, only precision. 3 weeks later, a notice appeared online. Dr. Kessler suspended pending review. Sophie's posts vanished overnight. That afternoon she appeared at his office. hair messy, voice trembling. "You ruined me," she shouted. "Everyone knows what you did." Security guided her out gently. He stood still, watched her go. That night her mother emailed. "You destroyed my daughter." He replied simply, "Please stop contacting me." Silence returned, this time peaceful. Her social accounts turned quiet. No more morning affirmations. No bright filters. Just absence. A month later, a friend sent gossip. Sophie lost her job. The clinic cut her off. She was seen arguing with her landlord. He said nothing. Then one night her name flashed again. Blocked number. Her voice soft. "How can you live like nothing happened?" "Because nothing needs to happen anymore," she cried then. "I can't sleep. I can't eat," he said softly. "You will when you stop performing pain." The line went dead. He let the silence stay. He rented a small apartment near the river. Clean white walls. A desk, a kettle, a plant. Morning light filtered through thin curtains. He made tea, watched buses roll by. Work grew easier. Colleagues said, "You look lighter." He said, "Maybe I am." Ryan visited on weekends. They cooked. Talked about simple things. Ryan said, "You walked out of a fire?" Eli said, "Maybe I was the smoke." Evenings he walked by the river. Listened to city sounds. No analysis, no accusation. Only air. 6 months later. A letter arrived in faint handwriting. "Eli, I am sorry. I see what I did. I hope you are okay. Sophie." He read it twice. Folded it neatly. Placed it in a drawer with old keys. The drawer closed with a soft click. That night he went outside. Streetlights shimmered on wet pavement. He thought of all the words she used. Gaslight, control, boundaries, trauma. They sounded small now, like echoes underwater. He smiled just once. Winter came quietly. New job. New mornings. He drank coffee on the balcony. Watched smoke twist into the gray sky. Online he saw her name again. A short article. Therapist misconduct investigation. Her face blurred behind text. He scrolled past without stopping. He poured another cup. Listened to the kettle click off. Sometimes vengeance doesn't need fire. Sometimes it needs distance. The cleanest revenge is to stop playing their role. He said it softly to the empty room. Then opened the window. Let the cold air in.